Hi guys, welcome to my channel 𝚑𝚊𝚗 Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what is the difference between your person's head space and heart space for you. What goes on in their head when they think about you, think about this connection, and what do they actually feel? Is there any difference or is it the same? So for the first group, I have this purple stone over here. Then this gray stone for group 2. And this blue stone for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options. Pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the purple stone, first let's take a look at your person's head space. What goes on in their head, in their mind when they think about you and this connection. Spirit, what goes on in group 1's person's head? So we have solitude. What goes on in group 1's person's head? Light. What goes on in group 1's person's head? And hope. All right. You or your person might be a Virgo, Aquarius, or Leo. Anyway, it's like they cannot. I'm hearing very strongly that they're not able to make sense of why this connection affects them so much. In fact, not just that, I'm also seeing with the difference in solitude and light over here and hope, they are aware of the fact that you like them. But why do you like them, or what is so great about them that someone like you likes them, is also something that they're not able to understand. I can already see over here that this individual thinks very highly of you, but unfortunately, they don't think so highly of themselves. At the same time, they also feel like your personalities are very different from each other. They might be someone who's very quiet, likes to keep to themselves, not very social. And you, on the other hand, according to them, are very popular, have a good social circle, are a social butterfly, extrovert and introvert, that difference. So why would someone like you, who was so sought after, and I'm also hearing better looking than them, what did you see in them, or why do you like them? That happens. Sometimes when you like someone, but they don't like themselves, they're not able to honor your feelings either. And I see that that is pretty much what's going on in this person's head. It's a puzzle which they're trying to solve. It's quite possible that at this time you guys don't really talk to each other that much with the presence of solitude over here. Now, I do have to say, with hope, this person, they keep thinking about what would it be like if ever you reached out to them first, or if ever you broke the silence and contacted them. But should they make the first move, should they initiate a conversation, that is something that they haven't really they haven't decisively reached a conclusion about that. The predominant energy that's going on in their mind is why me and how come. All right, you guys might be seeing a lot of repeating nines also. There has also been a drastic shift in this individual's behavior after they got acquainted with you. But they're having a difficult time acknowledging it. You might have noticed the changes in them. You might have noticed that, they've become much better at establishing an eye contact with people while talking to them ever since they started hanging out with you. But these subtle changes that are happening in their personality, they are aware of it. And somewhere they think that, yes, it might be related to you, but I'm seeing that they're not properly giving you the acknowledgement for that thing. And one more thought that goes on in their mind, and a lot of it has got to do with their inferiority complex, is that what would happen if you both were to get into a proper relationship, but they remain faithful and you didn't. All right, so they have some trust issues also. Nothing in these cards is indicating that they've been through something like that before, so I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. But mostly because they think that you're better looking than them and more sought after as compared to them. So they have trouble accepting the fact that someone like you can also be loyal. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now and figure out more. Spirit, what goes on in group 1's person's head about them? We have Justice. What goes on in group 1's person's head about them? The Chariot and the Fool. They have this terrible fear, group 1, that, and especially like I said, the energy that I was picking up on earlier by looking at the oracles, that they have a hard time accepting the fact that someone like you likes them. The same energy has now come out in Justice. They don't see how this is an equal match. Like, at least in their head, they're not able to fathom how this is an equal match, because they think that you are better than them. You're already at a 7, whereas they still think that they're at a 0. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the presence of Chariot is also telling me that there might be a lot of differences between you guys, not just in terms of looks or popularity, but also perhaps some regional differences, cultural differences, maybe language differences and things like that. You both have had a very, very, very different upbringing. Your lifestyles are vastly different from each other. Maybe you come from a more affluent family as compared to them. So all of these things also, basically all the superficial things and all the materialistic things, that's what occupies a large chunk of our head, and this individual is no exception. That's what they're thinking. Also, with Chariot and the Fool and Justice, like I said, they have issues believing that you will be faithful to them if at all you guys were to get together. And sometimes, yes, with the Fool, they also think that is all of this true, or is it just something that they're imagining, because they do have a crush on you. That energy has come out very strongly, that they do have feelings for you. They do feel this insane attraction towards you. But sometimes they're worried that they might end up looking like a fool or losing out on the whole thing if you guys were ever to come together. But what if you quickly leave them and just jump the ship and go and start being with someone else? Because after all, they are convinced, basically, group 1, that you are out of their league. And because they are not able to break this mindset of theirs, maybe that's why they have a tough time honoring your feelings, or just accepting that, okay, I accept that this individual has pure emotions for me and there's nothing wrong about it. All right, now let's see what goes on in their heart regarding you. Spirit, what goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? Deep knowing. What goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? Never-ending story. What goes on in group 1's person's heart about them, Spirit? Round and round. Wow. Listen, so the thing that we had picked up in their headspace, that they have a hard time accepting how this is an equal match and all of those things, in their heart of hearts, they know that it isn't a valid point. And deep knowing over here confirms that they know that you are a genuinely good person and that you genuinely like them, and that somewhere they are the one who is obstructing the whole thing from getting off the ground, because they're not able to accept it. And this isn't the first time that it's happening. All right, with never-ending story and round, in their heart, they know that they have butchered connections in the past also, for the same reason. Because ever since then, up until now, they are the ones who haven't been able to work upon their self-worth issues. And with never-ending story and this heart over here and then round and round, it tells me that in their heart, your person knows that as soon as someone starts showing interest in them, immediately they get triggered. Immediately all of these insecurities, they come to the surface. And then this deep knowing that yes, this is a nice person and there's a lot of potential over here, this deep knowing unfortunately takes a back seat. And round over here tells me that, okay, so for some of you, like I said, with solitude, there is no to minimum communication between you guys. But for others of you, maybe you both are in contact, you guys are in communication, but each time you've tried to basically assess how this person feels about you or thinks about you, they never give you a concrete answer. With round and round, I feel like this person says things which confuse you more instead of giving you clarity. And the thing is that in their heart, they know exactly what they're doing. So it's not something that they're doing subconsciously. It's a very deliberate thing. They every word that's coming out of their mouth in front of you, they're aware of it, right? With a never-ending story, it seems like in their heart, this individual seems to be very, very frustrated with themselves. Like, okay, there goes another person who could have been a wonderful partner, and I am butchering the whole thing because I cannot get my mind to stay quiet. They seem to be very frustrated with this tornado of triggers, you can say, that they've created around themselves. And another thing that in their heart they don't like is how they are treating you at the moment, especially with this round and round. Like I said, if they never give you clarity, if they always keep you on your toes, they don't like it. And they are, in their heart, they're mature enough to know that this isn't right, that you do not deserve this kind of treatment, that instead of trying to push you away, they should actually be working on themselves, but they're choosing not to. My only issue is that if they legit have such a deep knowing that the fault lies in them, then this is the problem area. Then this is what they should be working on, instead of just sitting in frustration. Not doing anything about a problem will not make the problem go away, right? All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? What goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? We have the World. What goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? 3 of Pentacles. What goes on in group 1's person's heart about them? And the Devil. So, regardless of any cold or detached behavior that they might be displaying in front of you, there is a lot of attraction. Just a second. Okay, that's better. So, like I said, regardless of any cold or detached behavior that this individual might be displaying in front of you guys, they actually feel an insane attraction towards you. And with deep knowing and the World, this person knows that there is no fault in you. All of this that's going on in their head about, oh, you're so good looking, or you're so popular, so you must not be loyal, or you might run away at the first chance that you get. In their heart, they know that that's all bullshit, and that you're not like that. They know that you're not that kind of a person. In fact, with the presence of the World and deep knowing, they know that you are exactly the kind of person who can make them happy and the kind of person that they want. They also know in their heart, with never-ending story and the 3 of Pentacles, that it is them who requires all of this repair work. They are the ones who need to work on their triggers and all of these other issues that they have going on, instead of trying to keep you in the friend zone or making you go round and round in search of answers about their feelings. They're not proud of the way that they're behaving with you. That is another thing that has been made very clear with the presence of the Devil over here. So they do have feelings for you. They do feel an attraction towards you. They know that there's nothing wrong with you. It is them who has issues and needs, and which need working. But clearly over here, and if you tell me that in fact this is the behavior that they're displaying and not this, then it's only because their head, unfortunately, is taking a lead over their heart. And all of this deep knowing is, like I said, getting pushed to the back burner, and this whole never-ending story of finding a nice person but pushing them away. That is what's happening at the moment. But hopefully now through this reading, at least you know that no matter what they say or what they show to you, they do acknowledge your feelings, and it's just they're not in the right headspace for it at the moment. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it under the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so for those of you who chose the grey stone, first let's find out what's going on in your person's head with regards to you. Spirit, what's going on in Group 2's person's head about them? What's going on in Group 2's person's head about them? We have conflict and defeat. That was a big fly. What's going on in Group 2's person's head about them, Spirit? Truth. What's going on in Group 2's person's head about them, Spirit? Firm foundation. Ooh, a lot of stubbornness in this individual's mind. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the thing. Group 2, okay. There has definitely been some sort of conflict, some sort of argument between you guys. Now, I don't know if it was a full-blown fight or some disagreement or whatever it was. Anyway, truth over here tells me that in their head, this person, and with firm foundation over here, is not ready to accept that it was their fault. Think of it as a blind spot for them, perhaps. You know, they can see that their actions are having bad repercussions on this connection with conflict and defeat. They can feel that you guys are growing apart, and you know that there's so much heavy energy now in this connection. But despite all of that, with truth and firm foundation, they are not ready to come up to you and say sorry. In fact, forget about apologizing. With truth over here, it's like they don't even want to acknowledge the fact that it was perhaps either it was the case that both of you were at fault or only they were at fault. No, it's almost as if very conveniently in their mind they're like, no, I'm the one who got defeated, you know. Basically, in their head, they are seeing themselves as the victim of whatever happened between you both. There's this strong victim mentality that's going on in their mind, wherein they think that they are the ones who were wronged. They're not choosing to see the truth of the situation. They're not ready to budge and apologize to you or even admit that they also played a role in whatever conflict this was. On the contrary, they're like I said, oh, I was wrong, and how could Group 2 do this to me? In fact, it's been so long since I've been waiting to hear from Group 2 to come and say sorry to me, but they're not doing so. God knows how highly does Group 2 think of themselves. They have actually, I would say, shifted the entire narrative in their favor. All right, yes, that is exactly what has happened. Group 2, in your person's mind, they have shifted the whole narrative in their favor. That they were wronged, that they deserve an apology, that they had no role to play in whatever happened. The fact of the matter, like I said, might be vastly different. Maybe it was entirely their doing, you know, that things went downhill between you guys, and they are the ones actually who need to apologize and haven't. But like I said, with truth and firm foundation over here, this has come out as a very, very big blind spot for your person. In fact, maybe it's not just about this argument. Maybe this is how your person is anyway. All right, they find it very difficult to admit their own mistakes and apologize. I don't know what the logic behind that is, but anyway, as of now, in their headspace, they are waiting for an apology from you because they think that they are the victim. Something wrong has happened to them because of you, and that you should ideally approach them and apologize about the whole thing. Although somewhere with the presence of truth over here, I don't think that they are naive enough or whatever else you might want to use. I strongly believe that there is at least an iota of guilt in their head, but they're choosing not to acknowledge it. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. You or this person might be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So what's going on in this person's head about them? What's going on in this person's head about them? What's going on in this person's head about them, Spirit? We have the Three of Wands. What's going on in this person's head about them, Spirit? The King of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Yep. Covering shit up and deception. This person is deceiving themselves, guys. It's not just you who they're deceiving. They're deceiving themselves too. They're lying to themselves at this point. And what would you say about a person who's lying to themselves? I don't even have the right words for it. Now, like I said, with King of Wands over here, and in the darker aspect of the King of Wands, this is someone who is utterly convinced that they know what they're doing, and because of that, they're always right. Okay, so they feel like with King of Wands and Seven of Swords, you cheated on them, or basically you did something behind their back, which was horrible, which you shouldn't have done. You kept things from them. And again, with Three of Wands over here, they are the ones who have been waiting endlessly to hear from you, that you would apologize, that maybe someday you'll wake up and realize that it was your mistake and you will come and apologize to them, and that's not happening. And in this King of Wands' energy, I am not picking up as this being any action energy. It's the contrary, in fact. With Seven of Swords, and look at how cunning this fox is, you know, like with one eye open and sitting comfortably and seeing if any incoming action will happen or not. And this reminds me of this guy over here also. He's not completely looking forward. He's slightly turned towards the back to see if anybody's coming or not. So yeah, that is what this is. Three, in any case, three is a card of people coming together to do something, right? But the thing is that with Seven of Swords, like I said, in their mind, this person is lying to themselves that they had no role to play in whatever happened. No role to play. They're lying to themselves. They are refusing to acknowledge where they had gone wrong. In fact, with King of Wands over here and firm foundation, I feel like the whole thing might have toppled over because maybe you guys were trying to tell them something and they became very adamant that no, this isn't this, or like, I don't know, whatever. But basically, you were finding it very difficult to have a proper conversation with them, perhaps because they were being so rigid and stubborn. And this energy is still there in their headspace. With Three of Wands and the King of Wands, now I'm not saying that they have absolutely no plans of getting back together with you. Okay, but it's just that right now in their head, they're in the energy of, oh my gosh, I was wronged, and when will Group 2 come and apologize to me, and I don't understand what my fault was. In fact, they are the ones who did the whole thing, created the whole mess. What's taking them so long? Why aren't they coming forward? Why aren't they apologizing to me? In fact, I'm also hearing, why are they blaming me? Because very conveniently in their head, this individual has dissociated themselves from whatever happened. Okay, let's take a look at their heart space now. Spirit, what's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them? What's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them? We have community. What's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them, Spirit? What's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them? Peace. What's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them, Spirit? One card, please. What's going on in Group 2's person's heart about them? And flexible. Oh my gosh. This is lovely. So, they were so stubborn in their head space, but in their heart space, especially with peace and flexible over here, they know that they are at the moment simply exaggerating something that could have been long over by properly sorting things out. They know it. In their heart of hearts, they are aware. And look at this. Over here, when I was picking up on the energy of 3, I told you that they're not ready to admit in their mind that it was, like both of you were responsible, or it's not that they weren't responsible at all. Now, in their heart, with the presence of community over here, they know that they also had a role to play in whatever happened. In their heart, they are aware that this whole olive branch offering thing, the peace offering, ideally, they are the ones who should be doing it. They are the ones who needs to be more flexible, stop being so arrogant, stop being so stubborn, and go and offer peace in this situation so that you both can get back together again. And in their heart, they want that. That's the thing. They're not a bad person at heart. But unfortunately, their head over here seems to take the lead. In their heart, they are open to the idea of saying sorry to you first, or coming up and trying to make things right and being flexible and actually hearing out what it is that you have to say. But in their head, my gosh, there is so much stubbornness and this big blind spot that they ultimately end up not doing anything about it, which is rather sad. In fact, somewhere I feel like with peace over here in their heart, they know that whatever happened wasn't actually that bad. It could have been, like I said, easily sorted out over lunch or like a proper conversation. But they chose to drag the whole issue. All right, they chose not to answer your calls initially, and then at the moment they're sitting still in this, sit still, look pretty energy, and they're expecting you to do all the work. With flexible, they also actually they are very, very aware of this in their heart, that with flexible, you did everything in your power that you possibly could have to avoid this crisis, and that they did not do anything about it. So basically, everything that in their head they're choosing not to see, their heart has already accepted it. Their heart has already accepted that it was their mistake. Their heart has already accepted that they are the ones who needs to say sorry. They are the ones who needs to be more flexible, and that they are the ones who also played a role in whatever happened. Their heart knows of it. And it's like you can lie to yourself, but you cannot run away from the truth. All right, those are two very different things. At the moment, your person is very conveniently lying to themselves and their mind, but they cannot run away from the truth of the matter because their heart already knows it. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what goes on in this person's heart about them? What's going on in this person's heart about them? The Empress. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Emperor and the Empress. What's going on in this person's heart about them? And what the hell? We have the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Emperor and the Empress. Wow. Do you know what this tells me? This tells me that if this individual can put aside their ego, put aside their stubbornness, and realize that a connection takes two to tango, this connection, you guys, it can have a beautiful, beautiful future. This is an extra message, of course. But yeah, I mean, all the cards fell out in front of you. This is fantastic. I'll tell you one more thing. With the King of Wands and Queen of Wands over here, you're both very headstrong individuals. All right, you both don't easily back out. In a situation, you both try to fight for what you feel is right, and you both might honestly be having issues sorting things out. But like I said initially, if it is a partnership, then if something wrong has happened, then both people need to take ownership for it, right? They cannot just pin the whole thing on you. They cannot just put the whole blame on you. But that is what's happening right now. In their heart, they know that you are their perfect match with the Emperor and Empress. And they also know that you both are very, very similar to each other. Despite that, the message that I had picked up on earlier with flexible, that you had gone out of your way to make sure that things can get sorted out, but they are the ones who chose not to change themselves in that instance, at that time, and now they're expecting you to keep up with the damage repair, which obviously you aren't. With the Queen of Wands in their heart, they know that there's only so much that you can do, and after a certain point of time, they're the ones who will also have to step up and meet you halfway if they legit want things to get sorted out. But that's not happening right now, because in their head they're lying to themselves and hence not taking any action. In their heart, there is a lot of admiration for you, there is a lot of love for you, there is a lot of respect for you, and there is a proper recognition of all the aspects in which they have gone wrong. And again, that brings me back to the point that I had stated earlier, that you can lie to yourself, but you cannot run away from yourself. You or this person might also be having Aries, Gemini, Libra in your chart somewhere. And in their heart, they know that it was, like I said, with Emperor and Empress and with Queen of Wands, they might have blamed the entire thing on you, but now in their heart, they know with Emperor and Empress that both of you were perhaps at fault and it wasn't just them. And also with Emperor and Empress, in their heart, they know that they haven't given you the amount of respect and recognition that you deserve. It's an equal partnership, but they did not treat you like an equal. That is also something that they are accepting in their heart, that they're at fault. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings. I message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the blue stone, first let's take a look at your person's headspace about you. Spirit, what's going on in group 3's person's head about them? What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? That card is fallen down, so I'm not taking it. What's going on in group 3's person's head about them, Spirit? Okay, so we have memories of love. What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? Triumph. What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? And prosperity begins. Alright, this is nice. Let me just pick that card. So in their head, your person seems to be very convinced that they have finally found the one. Alright. Now for some of you this is a new connection, but for others of you maybe there is some history over here. Maybe you guys always liked each other, but just you guys could never get into a connection or a relationship, official relationship like that, because of different circumstances or whatever. Now I'm also seeing with prosperity begins and triumph over here. At this point, the only thing that's going on in your person's mind is, how do I win group 3 over? And how do I get into a relationship with them? How do I propose to them? How do I make things official? In fact, I'm seeing with triumph that they're actually thinking quite far ahead. So things about marriage, kids, moving in with you, getting physical with you for the first time, all of those thoughts are also pretty much in this individual's head. But the best thing that I'm liking is, in their mind, they are sure of it. In their mind, they are convinced of the fact that this is a soulmate connection. And now you would think that sounds like something that would come out in a person's heart. But I think it's good that it has come out in their head. I mean, we are yet to see what will come out in their heart. But I think usually for a lot of people, it is their practical side that rules over their emotional side. So it's good to know that even in their practical side, they are convinced that you are the one for them. If at the moment you guys have been a little out of touch, or you guys are very busy in your career, so not really able to spend that much time together, they are constantly playing the memories of the time that you guys have spent in their mind. Alright, so it's like memory after memory after memory. It's like this huge 3-hour, 4-hour film that's going on in their head. With triumph and prosperity begins, I'm also seeing that this person in their mind keeps giving themselves a lot of pep talk. You know, that yes, I can propose to group 3. hopefully they won't say no. I mean, why would they say no to me? I'm such a good person. I do this and I'm this successful and this is how I look and I am a nice person. I have all of these qualities. So yeah. Like that. Basically, they try to be their own cheerleader. They try to give themselves a good pep talk so that at the last minute they don't freak out. Although I don't see them freaking out, because this does seem to be someone who's very, very confident and sure of who they are. Another thing is that sometimes, especially when they are thinking so much far ahead into the future about this connection, with memories of love and prosperity begins, if they are aware that before them you did have someone else in your life or some other people in your life, sometimes they keep wondering about whether you are still friends with your exes or not. And this is a very specific message, but I am hearing it very strongly that sometimes this person, especially the moment they start thinking about offering you commitment, this thought does creep up that, okay, so I want to give commitment to group 3, but what if they're still friends with their exes? What if they still have a soft corner for some ex of theirs? In that case, would I be successful in my attempt or not? And each time this doubt creeps in, I think simultaneously that is when the pep talk comes up also, that no, of course they'll choose me over those other people. I mean, that's group 3's past. I am group 3's present. So it's kind of like that. You and this person might be having Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn or Cancer in your charts. Alright, so let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what's going on in group 3's person's head about them? What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? We have the 3 of Pentacles over here. This has fallen out in reverse, I believe. What's going on in group 3's person's head about them? And we have the 9 of Wands and 3 of Swords. Okay, I take my words back. This person isn't as confident as I thought they are. And I think it's primarily because they're just very worried about getting their heart broken. And that's sad. So this individual somewhere definitely is afraid of rejection in their mind. The memories that they share with you keep playing, and then they keep coming up with these plans to propose to you, to confess their feelings to you. But as soon as that happens, these fears also come up in their mind. Like, what if I propose to group 1, Ace of Pentacles, but they turn me down, they say no, 3 of Swords. And especially 3 of Pentacles in reverse with the 6 of Cups. What if they still are in touch with someone from their past? What if they still hold feelings for someone from their past and yet choose to string me along? Oh, interesting. So if at the moment you guys are in contact with each other, but at the moment you guys are just friends and they are aware of your romantic history, sometimes this inhibition also creeps up in their mind that perhaps you are just stringing them along, but you already have plans to revive something with someone from your past. Now, I don't know if this is a baseless fear or not, but at least this is pretty much what's going on in their head. Alright, now let's see what's going on in their heart about you. Another thing, with Triumph and 9 of Wands, sometimes they also keep wondering whether getting into an official relationship with you would be a smooth process, or whether they'd have to really struggle and toil a lot for it with the 9 of Wands over here. I think this individual does not have a lot of clarity about where you stand with regards to them, and I think that is what's creating half of this problem in their mind. Perhaps if they were more sure or more aware of your feelings and your thoughts about them, maybe this fear wouldn't be so high in its intensity. Okay, now let's take a look at their heart space. Spirit, what's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? What's going on in group 3's person? We have Observer. What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? Treasure Island. What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? One card, please. And Time for a Nap. Oh, okay. So in their heart, they don't seem to be... This is interesting. I mean, this is the first group wherein the head is sure of something and the heart isn't. Okay, no. Okay, no. Yeah. It's just that when downloads keep coming so quickly. Anyway. So in their heart, group 3, this person and the energy that I picked up on earlier about them not being too sure of where you stand with them, that has come out in their heart space now with observer. In their heart, they feel like perhaps they need a bit more time to figure out what do you want. Because in their mind, they know that they can't just go out on a whim and propose to you, and then it'll be very sad and depressing if you turn them down. And they don't want that to happen. So in their heart space, they feel like they need a little bit more time to, interesting. So in their heart, in their head space, we had this card for action, this call for action, and in their head space, we have time for a nap. So it's almost as if their heart, they're in their head, they just really want to rush towards the whole thing. You know, they really want to rush towards proposing to you, getting into a relationship with you. But their heart is actually trying to calm them down a little bit. All right, their heart is trying to tell them that no, do not rush with action. First, try to observe, try to see whether this plethora of emotions that you hold for group 3, is it even reciprocated or not? And once you come to that conclusion, then and only then take any action towards them. Otherwise, don't. And until that point, at least do not take any action towards group 3. So if at the moment group 3, you can see in your person's eyes that they have a lot of attraction towards you, and sometimes their gestures also indicate the same thing, and then you keep wondering, well, if that is the case, then why aren't they saying something, or why aren't they trying to get even more close to me? It's because their heart is asking them not to at the moment. I'll tell you what's happening. This person's heart is trying to protect itself. Why? Because in their head, we had received the energy of 3 of Swords, which indicates a heartbreak, right? Everything is tying up together very beautifully. Because in their mind, there is a fear of getting their heart broken by you. And obviously, the heart also knows how the mind functions, and the heart is aware of it. That is why in their heart space, there is this strong element of protection that's going on, that no, hold your horses, do not take any action towards group 3 unless and until you're very sure that your feelings are returned, reciprocated, and only then take any action towards them. Otherwise, don't, because I don't want to go through this. All right, so over here, as I can see, it is in fact the heart space of your person that is calling the shots. In the previous 2 groups, it was the head that was taking the lead over the heart, but in this group, it is the heart that is taking lead over the head, and the heart is in a commanding position right now. The one thing that has come out clearly in both the head space and heart space is the surety of having feelings for you, all right, with Treasure Island also, and then Memories of Love. So that is a given. Both the head and the heart know that I like group 3. I have feelings for group 3. The only difference is that in their head, they just want to make you theirs as soon as possible. But the heart is asking them to approach with caution, basically, because the heart is being protective of itself. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Sometimes you might catch them just, looking at you and then quickly looking the other way when you look at them. I think it's all a part of this master plan of their heart to observe whether you have feelings for them or not. All right, Spirit, what's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? We have the 10 of Wands, Queen of Cups. What's going on in group 3's person's heart about them? And the High Priestess. Yep. The heart is saying that, dude, we have zero idea what's going on in group 3's heart or head. The thing is that in the heart space with the Queen of Cups, one thing is very clear, that this is the person that I have emotions for. But unfortunately, I do not know where they stand with regards to me. I am so burdened and so weighed down by my feelings for group 3, and the fact that I'm not able to see whether my feelings are being reciprocated or not. All right, there's so many sticks in front of this person that it is blocking their vision. So your heart is acknowledging that, okay, yes, we have very strong, very pure, very deep feelings for group 3. Group 3 is the queen of our hearts. But then, does group 3 feel the same way for us or not? We need to find that out too. Observer. And there is absolutely no point rushing and going and proposing group 3 if the feelings are proposing to group 3 if the feelings are not the same, if the feelings are not reciprocated. The thing is, group 3, this individual is unable to read you. That is what I think very strongly. This person is not able to read you. They're not able to understand your body language or the way that you are around them very well. So I think the heart is right in telling them to sharpen up their observation skills a little bit more. If you want, and if you also genuinely like them, group 3, then maybe you can be a bit more direct in letting them know that you also have feelings to them, perhaps instead of just dropping clues, because very clearly over here, whatever clues you're dropping, this individual is not able to understand those. All right, which is why the heart seems to be so confused about where you stand. But I strongly believe that if there can be a bit more clarity provided to this person from your side about the feelings, things can become a bit more smooth, and perhaps then their heart will become a bit more bold to open up to you or propose to you and things like that. So for now, in their heart space, it's a battle of to do or not to do, and so far it seems like we're not going to rush. Every day that the heart makes them delay the whole thing about taking an action towards you just becomes burdensome. And it has come out over here very clearly. They're carrying the weight of the feelings that they have for you, and there is no outlet because their heart is not allowing them to create that outlet just yet. Unless and until in their heart they can be sure of how you feel about them, do not expect any direct or very clear-cut or open action from their side. But one thing that you can know from their heart space is that you are the only individual at the moment who is ruling over their heart. It's just you. In their mind and in their heart both, it's just you. There is no other energy that has come out over here. This person might be social, they might be popular. I'm also picking that they're good looking, which is why maybe just like them, sometimes you might also be having inhibitions about whether they have other options, but they don't. It's just you. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.